Hello again, everybody. It's Harry Boxer, the technical trader at thetechtrader.com. It's Wednesday, the 18th of December. These are the charts of the day. An interesting sideways consolidation day for most part for the indices, but a lot of individual stocks still ramping. And some breaking out like AOSL. Take a look at Alpha and Omega Semiconductors. This stock, which I had as a swing a month ago, didn't work because it backed off one more time, is now breaking out again. My targets are 16, 18.5, and 20 going forward. I can get this thing to begin to ramp. And this was a really beautiful engulfing day with the biggest volume in about 4 or 5 months, so maybe it's about to explode. AXSM, talk about explode, has gone from the 6-7 range back in January where we first gave it to you. 11 months later, it's 90 or 89.64. It closed within pennies of the high. And when the stock pops and holds and then starts to go, I think it's going to ramp. 106, 118, 129, all targets for AXSM. Bed Bath & Beyond, this was a swing we gave you at about the 12 range in October. It's now almost 18. Tagging 17.79, closing within pennies of that. I'm now looking for 20.5, 21, and then 24. Low price Bloom Energy at a V bottom in October, ran up and platformed. It looks like it's breaking out here. It popped 61 cents or 9% today. Volume was a solid 4.8 million. I think it fills the gap at about 8 and goes up to 9.25 or a half. CRMD popped its base today, not quite out through the declining top side, but if you look at the overall pattern, CorMedix has been consolidating for a year after running from under $1 to in the low teens. So it needed some time to digest, maybe breaking back out again. Targeting 8 3/4 and 10.5 for starters. 3D Systems also moving. This little inverse head and shoulders or basing pattern broke the declining top line back in October, pulled back to retest, formed a little coil, broke out today. Popped 61 cents or 7%. Volume picked up to 1.6 mil. If it can get up in this zone, I'm looking for 10.5 and 11 3/4. Longer term 14. Epizyme had big news today, exploded, got up to 25 at the opening of the after halting and pulled back down around 19.5, 20, closing at 20.10. So not the best close, but often when I see a stock pop like that and get a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it needs to rest back and fill for a few days. Still, I think we're going to high 20s. ImmunoGen looking great. The falling wedge popped 2 days ago. I noted that, but 2 days of follow through have been excellent with really good volume. If I can get a little bit more momentum, I think maybe we can get up to near 6. Kodak, Eastman Kodak has broken out of an inverse head and shoulders pattern and is now up against resistance from the March high. Target is 440.42, and then we're looking all the way up to 6+, but let's get through here first. We may get a pullback retest and a better setup for an entry point. KPTI popped its wedge today, ran up to 18.65, closed 18 up 93 cents. Nevertheless, I think 21 3/4 is your near-term target. MIRM Monster exploded from 16 3/4 to 27.28. We had a big ride on that one, and it pulled back. Nevertheless, I think if it backs and fills in this area without too much deterioration, it may be in the low to mid-30s short term. NAT in its shipping sector exploded, pulled back, formed the coil, broke out, little 3-4 day consolidation. We're going again. The high here, 447. That was 2 months ago. Today's high, 449, closing at 46. So we're ready to pop and go. 5 3/4 targets going forward. And LTX has absolutely been ballistic from 2 3/4 to 11.5 in the last 3 weeks, and momentum yet is not done. It doesn't look like it's done. If it does extend up into that really big resistance area, we could see 16. ORMP popped, pulled back, and formed a wedge. And when I saw that wedge today, this is a beauty. It started to move up. I gave you a buy on it. It needs to follow through and get up to 570. That'll rip it with targets to 6.5 and 7 3/4. SCOR continues to act well, up another 29 cents or almost 6% today. 1.16 million, which is the biggest volume in 3 weeks. I like the look of this for a move to 7 1/4 half. Big breakout SCS today on strong earnings report. At this point, I think momentum is going to carry it to 26. WMS, this wedge broke out with a breakaway gap. A really nice close too. Near the upper end of the range, if not at the top. Right, at the top of the day, up 149 to 3.9%. But the gap and breakout and the finish above this high tell me this stock has a shot at quickly moving to 42, and maybe on secondary target 46. WRTC, which had a pretty big hit yesterday on a pullback, double bottomed at about 5 3/4, 580. That's support. If we take that wedge and break out, we're headed to 7.5, 8 1/4, and ultimately, I think this could be near a $10 stock. And finally, Zyme, with the pop, is testing key resistance. It looks like if it gets to 45.5, it may be a 10-point runner. Stay tuned on that one too. That's it for tonight, everybody. Have a good